Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Hydra Bob. He made his very first appearance in Cable and Deadpool, issue number 38, that was released in March of 2007. His real name is Bob Dabalina, which in itself is a hilarious shout out to one of the writer's favorite old school hip hop songs, which was Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina, that was made by the musician Del the Funky Homo Sapien. However, Bob also officially went by Bob, agent of Hydra. Nevertheless, Bob has been everything from a janitor, a mercenary, a former pirate, a terrorist, and an amateur botanist. But generally speaking, he's most well known for basically being forced to become Deadpool's flunky sidekick, with him starting out as an unhappily married man that stood 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed 175 pounds, having brown eyes and brown hair. And basically, dude has no powers, unless you consider cowardice to be a superpower. Because Bob is generally a bumbling idiot, and he's so underwhelming and run-of-the-mill that even Deadpool occasionally mistook him for Bill, agent of AIM, who was another NPC, but from a different supervillain organization. But at any rate, Bob starts off as your average mild-mannered, everyday 33-year-old man who was dominated by his wife, Allison. He lacked direction and struggled to hold a steady job, and in a desperate attempt to appease his wife and secure some sense of stability, he would succumb to her nagging and would join the nefarious organization known as Hydra. However, this group wasn't quite the picture of stability that Bob had envisioned, with him noting that their dental plan, which was a perk that particularly appealed to him, turned out to be inferior to that of AIM, the other villainous organization. Yet, despite the disappointment, Hydra training left its mark on Bob, with him developing a nervous tic of blurting out Hydra slogans whenever he felt stressed or faced self-doubt. Bob also seemed to have plenty of free time at work and had a surprising creative streak, actually maintaining a window into the life of a lowly Hydra agent as a personal blog known as www.bobsblog.hydra.org. Even after Hydra shut him out of their servers, he would continue to maintain this blog while he was being held captive by the mercenary Deadpool. Now, their unlikely partnership began during Deadpool's raid on a Pakistan Hydra base. Bob happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he was coerced into helping the pint-sized Deadpool. Despite his initial reluctance and fear of expulsion from Hydra, Bob's loyalty was no match for Deadpool's unique persuasion methods, which came in the form of a security card that was turned into a torture device. This landed Bob piloting a Hydra jet for Deadpool, which was a task he was entirely unqualified for. We later see the two back in the States, with Bob joining Deadpool on a mission to rescue Outlaw and Sandy, which marked Bob being given honorary membership to Agency X, as well as the beginning of Bob's extended tenure as Deadpool's reluctant sidekick, who was often referred to as his quote-unquote pet or minion. Bob would quickly prove to be slightly tenacious, with him taking a bullet to the leg during a mission with Deadpool to the same Hydra base where they first met. And during this outing, Deadpool was lucky enough to have Bob around because when Wolverine took Deadpool's head off, Bob was the one there for him to reattach it. And of course, Wolverine is one of the individuals that Bob would list as his enemies, simply because he claims that every Hydra agent is trained to fear that sound of Wolverine's claws, snicket, which I can't really blame him and call him a coward just for that alone. Now, from there, Bob and Deadpool's adventures were anything but ordinary. They journeyed through time to assist Captain America and Bucky in stopping Arnim Zola. They traversed dimensions to help Doctor Strange fix a reality that was fractured by T-Ray's sketchy magic. And they even ended up in the Savage Land, narrowly escaping a horde of dinosaurs. And although Bob's occasional heroism was often accidental, like the time he inadvertently killed a symbiote-infected dinosaur during a chaotic battle, he would often relish the credit that he'd get on these few occasions. Like in this example I just gave, the news media mistook the H on his uniform for hero, and they hailed him as a champion, much to his wife Allison's amusement and pride. Now, I won't totally bash Bob, because despite he normally having a cowardly nature, he would occasionally display flashes of courage. He'd go on to help Deadpool defeat Tiger Shark, And he'd later actually have the courage to admit to Deadpool that he had been hired by Norman Osborn alongside Tiger Shark, which added another layer of loyalty to the two's bizarre partnership. But overall, Bob's actual willingness to participate in Deadpool's harebrained schemes, like their ill-fated pirate venture that resulted in their parrot getting scurvy or heat stroke, solidified their bond. And Bob wasn't afraid to try sometimes, because he would even dabble in time travel, albeit with disastrous results. Because in one attempt to erase the existence of Hulkpool, a gamma-powered version of Deadpool, Bob ended up sending him to an alternate reality and accidentally transported dinosaurs along the way. Yet these are just a few examples of the wild situations Bob found himself in after being coerced into becoming Deadpool's sidekick. And his journey from a fearful Hydra agent to Deadpool's unlikely companion is a testament to the unpredictability of the Marvel Universe. But overall, his cowardice was often balanced by his constant loyalty and occasional moments of heroism, which made him a fascinating addition to Deadpool's chaotic world. Now, for his abilities, or lack thereof, and his influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Mr. Bob Dabalina a rating of 2, which is a noteworthy rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the new Sage.